Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of my HLTV Fantasy. This episode will be of Snow Sweet Snow 3. And first off I want to say that I will be waiting for just a bit until I do my video on the European Development Championship 3. Just because they haven't announced two of the last teams yet, and I also don't know the groups. I don't want to be picking players from the same group, obviously, as they will be playing against each other. So I'll just wait until they announce the groups and the last two teams. Or if, let's just check. But yeah, there's still a pretty good amount of time until the fantasy closes. So we'll just be waiting until the rest of the teams are announced. And yeah, stay tuned for that one. But for now, Snow 3. Let's look at the teams. Very, very stacked. You have to say this is a very stacked event, and there's you could almost make a case for any players, like from any team. We have EG, who didn't have the greatest time in the EPL. They went 1-4, I think, in EPL, right? Yeah, only beating Astralis in the first one and then losing to Endpoint Liquid, Fnatic, VP. The problem I have with these guys is I don't think Breezy is worth it. Like if EG, I don't know if EG is gonna do that well, and I think only Breezy has been like stepping up for them so far. Players like Obo are still a kind of a question mark because he hasn't played that much for the team. Zerk hasn't been looking extremely good, so, and Tariq and Stan are just okay. I don't think I'm picking anyone from EG. Fnatic, they are like pretty good, right? They didn't do well in EPL either. I'm not wrong. Yeah, they only beat EG and lost to Renales. So obviously there's very good teams like Astralis, VP, Liquid, but losing to Endpoint is kind of, and all of the matches that they lost being 2-0s doesn't bode that well for them. And honestly, in this event, I feel like there's a lot of these up and coming teams, for example, Skade or Nordavind, who have been looking very good. This X-Win Strike squad, all of these have been looking kind of insane in these qualifiers. Like, this is like some of the best teams from like tier 2 CS. Then we have Mouse, who have obviously looked horrible, but someone like Rops has still been extremely, extremely good. I don't know, like BMAS, I know BMAS still probably has good chances, but I don't have very high expectations for Mouse in this one either. However, Havu have been looking great. I am a Finn, so maybe a bit of bias here. But either way, Havu have been looking very, very good. The problem I have in comparison, like when I last picked Havu, when there was a fantasy with Havu players in it last time, all of them were a lot cheaper. People like Ariel and X7, especially, like I'd pick Ariel, X7, sometimes Slowy. But with this price, it's harder to pick them. They are still very good and might be worth it. We'll see. Yemi and Slowy also, like you could make a case for any of the Hub players now, I think. Whereas before you would usually want to pick Ariel X7 because everyone else was so they were all pretty much the same price. So I was kind of impressed by Wisla Krakow lately. I don't remember what event it was where they did well. Or is it just Snow Sweet Snow? So yeah, beating like Extremum, Sprout, Trident in Snow Sweet Snow 3. Beating team, yeah. But either way, they've been looking kind of decent lately. And the players are pretty low price, like Zepero, for example, or Ponchek. I think these two have been playing decent for their teams. And they might be worth it with this price tag. We'll see. Sinners, Oscar, and Neofrag are obviously good. I think Sinners have been pretty good either way, right? I need to kind of remind myself of their recent results. So they lost to Dignitas and Tricked in the groups. Tricks have been looking decent as well, by the way. Yeah, they've been winning a lot just in general against this tier of opposition. Obviously some losses as well, but they are decent enough. And someone like Oscar is should farm you a lot of points a lot of the time. I think B-Stick was very good in one of the very good pick for one of the fantasies earlier. He's not a bad player at all. He's pretty cheap as well, maybe worth considering. Anonymo, I don't know much about Anonymo, but I'm not sure if I would like to pick them, even if they have some pretty good results. Losing to Sinner Skade, yeah. Amiga. Like they're beating like a lot of teams who I think are just a bit below the standard of teams here and losing to the teams that are kind of this tier. So I feel they are probably not going to go that far. Skate are looking pretty good. Dennis Law, that's not very expensive for Dennis Law. Oxygen still probably rocking a good headshot percentage, which I always like to see on one of my players. Duplicate, decent enough, right? Ships, obviously. I think it's been more expensive than this in a lot of events. Dignitas have been looking kind of insane, and these players, for some reason, are extremely cheap here. Didn't Dignitas like have a 7-match win streak or something? They lost to Nordavind once, but they had 6-match win streak. Before that, they had a bit of a rough one with wins. Like these are teams like Sinners, Winstrike, Havu. You kind of expect that they could struggle against them, right? But they also beat Havu in the Blast qualifier to make it into Blast. Here they only lost to Nordavind, who have been looking decent, and beating Sprout, Ago. I think I'm probably picking 2 out of Dignitas, and one of them is probably Freiburg IGL, because this price is just insane. I think he hasn't been that bad lately. From what I picked him in an earlier one, and for that price he seemed very worth it. Like yeah, he has some of these, like look at how decent his performances have been for the last few days at least. A couple of these ones as well, of course, but it's not like he's losing the matches or something. I'm picking Freiburg and someone else from here. And here you could probably make a case for most of the players. Lecro has been looking very good, so it could be Lecro. Then again, it could also be Heap because of headshot percentage, maybe because he has been also looking good. It kind of varies who steps up to the plate with Dignitas. All of the players sometimes seem to have a great map and then get the points, but there's no like consistent carry. For these prices, I can't see myself not picking double Dignitas. Tricked have been looking pretty good, right? They have... I don't really follow their results that much, but I mean they made it here. Only losing to Skade, very good, beating Wisla Krakow. But they're playing Dignitas first round apparently. And I think, yeah, this is just playoffs, so I can't really pick picked players. So the way to go here is probably pick it. I don't think these invited teams are that much better, except for Havu, than the teams who are qualifying from here. I'm probably picking double Dignitas. Well, let's take a look at the rest of the teams first. There's 2 more. So Nordavind have been very impressive lately. Yeah, look at this. They've won 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, this is a loss. Okay, but that's a lot of wins. Losing to Trident is a bit questionable. And I guess the teams they're beating is like Dignitas is very nice. Dignitas is good. Extremum, Sprout, Dignitas, great teams to beat. Young Ninjas, LDLC, Rug. They lost to OG and Movistar. A bit of inconsistency, but in general they're looking like decent team, like a decent team. They're on this side, okay. So they could actually be worth considering for this because I want to pick 2 players at least from this side of the bracket. And then X-Win Strike. Wait, is X-Win Strike on this side? No, X-Win Strike is on this side. So X-Win Strike is also a team I kind of expect to do well. Obviously, losing their organization might play into some things. I should maybe take that into account, but Forrester was kind of an insane pick for the last one, at least. I think he was my biggest points earner for, I guess it was the Snow Sweet Snow, the last stage of the tournament. Elian didn't make that many points, but, I mean, he has insane potential and can certainly earn you a shit ton of points. Lucky, Crod, and Nickelback, any one of them is like decent, right? But okay, as I said, it's the problem here is I don't think I can really pick 2 Windstrike players because I think I have to pick two of these Dignitas players. So Freiburg, I am always picking. Probably it's IGL Freiburg. Yeah. Then we have any one of these. Lacroix's been impressive, right? Let's put Lacroix in for now. And we should probably choose which team I want to pick from this side of the bracket. I think it's probably Skade with like Dennis Law. And can I afford ships? How much do I have now? 205 grand still. So, I mean, Ships is a player who can carry their team. But is he the carry? Like, is he the 20 grand player I want on my team? He might not be. Maybe I want to pick a cheaper player from Skade. Like Oxygen for the headshot percentage. And Dennis Law's main op, and then I want just a star player from one of the other teams. 232 grand, so I could pick up like Ariel. And this is like possibly better. Problems here. I mean, it's good that Hov is at least playing against, like, on the other side here. Ariel would be CT rating for sure. That would be Freiburg, IGL, Lecro. What do you put on Lecro then? T rating is pretty good looking. Very hard to pick anything for Lecro. So it would be Dennis Law main op, Oxygen headshot percentage, and Ariel CT rating. Or even Stat Hunter, maybe. A bit. Probably CT rating, though. I'm gonna consider some of the other star players. So there's like Rops. Sorry. But Rops plays against Skade straight away. What about Sinners? Sinners are playing X-Win Strike. That's a problem, right? What about Alien? I don't have quite enough for Alien, but what if I sell you? Go. Wait, who was like Sinners and then Havu? Okay. Fuck Alien, and then do I have the money for one more Nitas player? I do have money for Heap. So what about this? I think Alien might be a better star player pick than Ariel. But then Oxygen and Heap both have headshot percentage. Maybe one of them has to get something else then. If I don't pick Oxygen, who can I also get from Skate? So I could get Duplicate. I have Dennis Law, Rain Walk, Waker, but I don't think I have money for that. So maybe I just picked Oxygen either way. The question becomes like, between Heap and Oxygen, like what booster do I put? Also, Alien is probably multi-kill, right? And Denislo is op. I think that's the way to go. Also, maybe I don't put... I might not put... I might put something else on Freiburg other than IGL. Because if Dignitas don't make it through here, so X-Twin Strike maybe beats Dignitas in this stage. Kinda need to be rooting against Avu in this stage then if X-Twin Strike wins. I think it's fine though. I think Alien has such high potential. So it would be Alien multi-kill, Denislo main op. Then it would be IGL Oxygen. Keep headshot percentage and Freiburg. Support round is fine because support usually at least you get the 2. I think that might be the way to go here. So we have main op, multifragger, IGL, headshot machine. And then what does Freiburg do for them? Clutch King, not really good enough clutch stats. I guess Heap would have had pretty good clutch stats, so you could go Clutch King, Heap and Oxygen leader, and then Oxygen headshot percentage, and then IGL Freiburg. That also works. Actually, that's probably the way to go here. Go Clutch King and what's... I like this team. I think Alien still, like, even though his last performance wasn't that great, I think he still deserves another shot. Denislo, I've been kind of impressed by. Freiburg, I think you have to pick Freiburg, even if you don't expect Dignitas to do that well. Heap, Oxygen, good fill. Both of them can do good stuff, definitely. Yeah, I think we go with this. Round 1, they also all play in the first round, which is good for fantasy in general. I'll probably, on my secondary account, I'll put Havu on, like a double Havu, and so I don't feel that bad if Havu win. So these should be like the easiest matches, so we should want like Alien to be top of scorecard. You shouldn't have the boosters for close matches. Basically the idea. So headshot, like aimbot, Heap, I guess. Like the idea with a booster like Choke, for example, is that you expect the games to be tight, and one of them, it's a tight game, and then they choke. It's easier to choke if the game is tight. So this, like Freiburg, I'll save the bottom scorecard booster for a tighter game. I think he's not gonna bottom the scorecard against Strict. And I don't think Saver is also kind of one of those where you're saving on rounds that you're losing. So what about Clutch? Wait, Heap was good in clutches, right? Maybe put Clutch on Heap, and then aimbot. Well, I'll just put aimbot on. I think he can certainly have the highest headshot percentage here. Denislo on Freiburg. So Freiburg is probably more of an Avenger guy. AST not that high. Who has the highest grenade damage? That's also one that I always check here. Who has the highest headshot percentage? I mean, grenade damage percentage. So it is apparently it's Freiburg. So we can put Freiburg as our grenade damage guy, our Kobe guy. And then Denislo, I don't know. Oper. I guess bait is kind of an Oper thing. They entry a lot. Like he entries a lot. Alien also entries a lot. Pistol round you can kind of throw on most players. Flash, saver, assist. You can also put this here, but I think I'd rather put like an ace. Or Alien probably gets ace booster on one of the things. Or then we put it now on Denislo. Let's put it... Has he aced a lot? Carrier. Front clutches. 5. No, right here, 5 kill runs. There's only 3. It doesn't ace a lot. What about Alien? It's under individual, right? 6. That's the problem with the ace booster. It's like super unlikely to hit. You probably put it on the later rounds. Slow Avenger, not really. Choke bottom, no. You could put best pistol round on the NSLO. That's probably fine. I think that's it for this one. As I mentioned earlier, I will be making a video for this in the next couple of days, depending on when they decide to announce the last 2 teams and the brackets for the tournament, or the groups. And yeah, subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Give the video a like, and I will see you in the next one.